Welcome to the Apex, everyone, where we've got news with an edge. And getting right into that blog and print news from Knife Planet, we have 5 functional EDC knives I have used in my law enforcement career. Interesting group of knives, especially for those knife nuts out there to look at. And BladeReviews.com gets us a review of the Spyderco Gale Bradley folder. That's the 2, not the first one, the second Gale Bradley. And Knife News. They show us the Böker and Protect team up for the Burnley Kwaiken auto. That should be interesting for many of you. I know a lot of people love that Kwaiken. And then Nick Shabazz is back with his keyboard. Told you he wasn't done griping. And this week it's Why Fit and Finish Matters. And yeah, that is a print article over on Knife News. It's not Nick yapping with his mouth. He actually, got his keyboard out and wrote something. Interesting. And they also have the Custom Knife Factory offering up the Jake Hoback Kwaiback. We'll have to see about that one. I've seen Jake's own knives. We'll see how the CKF knife stacks up. And I finally found the Knife News SHOT Show coverage. Whenever I went over there this morning, there were some buttons that I did not see last week. It was very possible last week that I had a bad case of delirium. Maybe I was running a fever, had some delirium, couldn't find the buttons, didn't know what I was looking at. I don't know. But this week, the buttons were all there. There's even a button that takes you to the articles where you can click back to the older ones. So, I don't know if we had an influence on that or if I just had a case of delirium. Either way, it doesn't matter. We've got buttons now, and we can see all that stuff, and that's freaking awesome. And now, before we get into video, I want to kind of sort of pimp a video that this channel, EDC with Aaron and Staza23, will have out later in the week and sometime early next week about Best Tech Knives. Whenever Best Tech Knives first came over to the States, there were what were some perceived issues with their D2 steel. Now, nothing with their S35VN at all, but a few people attempted to sharpen, I say a few, I'm talking 2 or 3, attempted to sharpen the D2 steel and appeared to have, or claimed to have, some problems with it. Now, as you guys know, I've sharpened, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them now. I haven't had anything that I would call a problem with it yet. But Aaron had some problems, and Staza had some problems. So, we talked to their sales manager, Selena, and Selena sent some knives over here, and that's the same lady that was in the LuvThemKnives video at SHOT Show with Best Tech. And we have done some testing. Now, you'll have to watch the video. Mine comes out, I believe, Friday. EDC with Aaron, he'll have his video out, I believe, this week. And Staza, I'm not sure where he's at in the editing process, but he's got his done. All he's got to do is get it edited up and posted. So later this week and maybe early next week, you'll have all 3 videos. We have done these independently. I did not have any influence on how they did their testing. They didn't have any influence on how I did mine. It was chipping out of the edge was the original problem, and I did testing to see if it was going to chip out. I believe Staza23 actually did some sharpening and longevity testing, very similar to what Pete does over Cedric Canada Outdoors. And I'm not sure what Aaron did, but everyone has used their own method of testing, and we have the information you need if you're interested in the Best Tech Knives. So you're going to want to watch those videos as they come out. Like I said, there'll be one here on Friday. There'll be one on EDC with Aaron's channel coming up very soon, and one on Staza23's channel coming up soon, as well as Staza and Aaron will have videos about the newer D2 knife, the Lion from Best Tech. So be on the lookout for those if you're into or you like the Best Tech designs. Good information. Now, moving on to video, Staza23 brings us some knife therapy with his comparison of the Almar Eagle HD and the Kershaw AM4. 2 very similar knives with somewhat similar steels, about the same quality, different attributes to the steels. And he goes over all that, and you're going to want to see it. And he also slides in with steel Will Modus first impressions. We like that knife here. Go see what old Staza has to say about it. And Slicy Dicey rolls in with the Real Steel Metamorph. And then Canadian Cutting Edge gets a grip with Vibra-Tite VC3 and DriveGrip. Overview of the products. And you guys know that we've used Vibra-Tite VC3 on this channel for almost every one of the What's Inside videos. I like the stuff. I like the stuff for knives better than I do Loctite, and I've even started using it on other applications to test it out there. I've got some Vibra-Tite on a couple of bolts on my Harley, not anything in the engine. It's luggage rack and stuff, to see just how well it works there, and some other things, because the vibration and shock attributes of that stuff is just really cool. And the DriveGrip, you need to go watch the Canadian Cutting Edge video to find out about that DriveGrip, because that is neat enough that I ordered a tube of it myself this morning. And KnifeKrazy's up next. He's slipped out of that straitjacket again, and he's got us an overview of the Wii Ignition, Array, and the Zephyr. And Birdshot IV. They have the craziest addition ever to their collection, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. In fact, I think I may even not put it down in the comments, or down in the links and everything down in the description. You may just have to click and go see what it is, because, well, yeah, anyhow. And Dr. Frunkey gives us his knife consult with Chris Reeve's small Inkosi and Nick Shabazz. And I haven't watched this one yet because I didn't want to give anything away, because it's got to be one of the more funny Shabazz videos. He has taken a look at the Emerson Knives Mini CQC 15. I can just imagine that one. And LuvThemKnives gets us a look at the Steelcraft Glimpse. Apparently he really likes that Glimpse. That's one knife I was not impressed with, but many of you are, and I'm happy for you, because, well, I don't need one. You guys can have them. And Kevin Cleary starts us up with the Wii 715 Ignition, his review and discussion. And Pete over at Cedric and 8 Outdoors. Oh my goodness, this guy's been busy. I'm not even going to count them. There are several steel tests, and he also, I did not put it in the description, the link in the description, but he also has a video up of Q&A with him and his wife. Pretty interesting there. You can get to that from Pete's channel. That's Cedric and 8 Outdoors. But watch the video on the Steel Will Modus. Read some of the comments. Steel Will has commented, and you should just watch this and follow this and find out how Steel Will takes this on, how they deal with what happened over there. But you do need to watch that testing video first, because you need to see what Pete did and how things have turned out. And then we have a bonus video from the Sensible Prepper. It's 25 rubber band survival uses. And if you've never watched the Sensible Prepper, well, you need to click that one and get over there at the very least. And guys, as you can see, I'm feeling a lot better. It's still kind of rough. I'm still having a little bit of problem with my eye, but I'm way better than I was just a few days ago. And I really appreciate all the thoughts and prayers. You guys are just awesome. And not going to hold you here any longer. You guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.